DisneyChannel.com. There are a lot of memories that might pop up in your head when you hear the website's name. Maybe you're thinking of a Saturday afternoon spent in 2006 playing Pizza Party Pickup with your favorite Sweet Life characters. Maybe you remember all of the satisfying sound effects while playing Bueno Rufus. Maybe you and your friends just spent time taking as many character quizzes as you could to try to figure out which Disney Channel character you were most like. Whatever it was, DisneyChannel.com was one of the most nostalgic websites in the 2000s. Disney Channel itself was really taking off in the world of kids media at the time, with shows like Hannah Montana, That's So Raven, or movies like High School Musical or Camp Rock. This time period not only had some of the best shows for kids, but the internet itself was starting to take off and flash games were all the rage. Disney Channel had to hop in on the action and they really made an impact. My name is Maya Faith and welcome to my nostalgic channel. Today we're going to be exploring the history of DisneyChannel.com, revisiting a ton of our favorite flash games, and discuss what led to the overall downfall of the website. What happened to DisneyChannel.com? Where did it go? Is it still around? Can you still play these iconic games? Make sure to ask your parents' permission first, and let's dive in. So before we enter the world of DisneyChannel.com, I did want to preface this with a few little disclaimers. We will be mainly focusing on the Disney Channel part of the website. Disney owned other sister websites that could be accessed through the DisneyChannel.com site. They had other channels like Playhouse Disney or Disney XD, and those came with their own flash games. It was also a hub for virtual worlds like Toontown Online or Club Penguin. We are not going to be looking at any of those games today because I would like for those to be deep dives on their own. I also just wanted to note that we won't be going through every single flash game on DisneyChannel.com. This video would be multiple hours long. There are hundreds of games on this website, like way more than I remembered. So we'll mainly be exploring the games that were out during the early 2000s, like around 2000 to 2010. We'll mainly be jumping into more of the iconic and well-known games. All of that being said, let's jump into the very beginning of DisneyChannel.com.
More Disney Channel? Then check out DisneyChannel.com now. Find out what's on, what's up, and what all your favorite stars are talking about. Test your skills with loads of games starring all your favorite Disney Channel characters. Score big, and you might just see your name on TV. Get creative, make cool stuff, and send it to your friends. All you have to do is log on to DisneyChannel.com. Check it out now. Send messages to your favorite characters. Download cool stuff. Let your voice be heard with polls and quizzes. DisneyChannel.com. The coolest way to click with Disney Channel. Check it out now.
In the year 2000, Disney Channel was really starting to make a name for itself in the world of kids TV. Some more well-known shows that you might have heard of started to pop up, like Even Stevens, That's So Raven, or Lizzie McGuire. This was also a very early time for the internet. The idea of typing a website into the computer that could just transport you to a colorful land of flash games was very new. That first year in the year 2000, when you went on DisneyChannel.com, you were met with an email service called Go.com. You may remember the days of AOL or Yahoo or Hotmail. A lot of us mainly use Gmail today. I guess Disney wanted to get in on the email action for whatever reason. Here you could read news articles, you could check out upcoming movies, and of course you could head over to Disney Online. Later on in the year, the website did start to have a little bit of a change. The Go site disappeared, and in its place was a website that was a little more Disney-fied. There were some really small flash games, and there was information about the TV shows on the channel. Something that we see pop up a lot around this time is branding for something called Zoog Disney. In 1998, Disney Channel rebranded with the Zoog Disney block. According to the Disney Wiki, it was hosted by characters called the Zoogs, who reside in the Zether, which was a space between TVs and computers. During this afternoon block, the channel ran their original shows, content, and high scores submitted from viewers for their online games. All of this rebranding was meant to bring both the TV show media you were watching and the interactive space of their website on the computer together. By 2002, the website really started to showcase more of the TV shows it was running at the time. It mainly showed some scheduling for what time periods the shows were going to be on. It also started to add some clickable icons for Even Stevens, The Proud Family, and Lizzie McGuire. I will say, if Even Stevens did have any Flash games, it's just lost to the internet. I tried looking everywhere, but one of the first Flash games we get on the website is from our girl, Lizzie McGuire.
Anytime, all the time at DisneyChannel.com. Log on right now and link up with the latest in Lizzie news and Lizzie style. You choose the fashions. You set the trends. You can even get a manicuranda. Or lay down the law with Master Matt's Kung Fu Rama. Plus send emails to your favorite characters and video postcards to your favorite friends. What's new now? Lizzie McGuire Pop Star. Online karaoke that makes you the star. Pick a song and record your first big hit. Get connected with Lizzie anytime, all the time at DisneyChannel.com and watch Lizzie McGuire every day on Disney Channel.
The show Lizzie McGuire first premiered on Disney Channel in 2001, starring the iconic Hilary Duff. I was still mostly watching shows on Playhouse Disney or Nick Jr. at the time, but I do remember watching the show for the very first time at my friend's house and falling absolutely in love. I especially loved the movie. I would hit the rewind button like 10 times in a row just to watch What Dreams Are Made Of over and over and over again. The show is about a girl named Lizzie who attends junior high school with her best friends Miranda and Gordo. It's your typical tween comedy show and we love every second of it. Outfit design is one of the very first Flash games to encounter on the website, starring our girl Lizzie and her best friend Miranda. Oh my god, did I have a hard time putting the outfits on Lizzie. They just wouldn't stick. Come on Lizzie, help a girl out here. I'm going to assume that these are just glitches that the game has now and that this wouldn't have been the case back in 2001. This is definitely a nostalgic one, but it doesn't hold up as well today, at least when you compare it to some of the upcoming ones. The Lizzie McGuire Dance Party game is one that I do think I actually remember. It's your typical dance Flash game where you pick one of the characters and give them some cool dance moves to show off and record. Honestly, there isn't much to it, and I feel like I remember losing interest in this one pretty quickly as a kid. Maybe the reason the Lizzie games aren't as memorable to me is because I didn't play them as often, which is a shame considering how much I loved Lizzie McGuire as a child. I'm trying to not give Disney too hard of a time. This was really early on for them. Lizzie also had games like Turbo Racer, where you play as cartoon Lizzie racing through different rooms like her bedroom and school. This one sadly does get a little boring after a while, but reminded me about how the Disney website was always encouraging you to try these high scores and send it on over to DisneyChannel.com. I remember typing my name in to submit my score and seeing all of the names of the other kids that were a lot better than me. It was one of those cute little things that did make you feel connected to the Disney Channel community, and it definitely made you want to keep playing so you could add your initials in and maybe have the chance of seeing your name on the screen. Last but not least, Lizzie had a game called Miranda Manicuranda. Clever name. It's a nail painting game similar to the one that we looked at on the My Scene website. Realistic hands are a bit weird and the gameplay is a bit dysfunctional, but it is just a nail painting game at the end of the day, so what's not to love?
Go to DisneyChannel.com right now and get connected with the Proud Family. Create your own Proud tune and send it on to your friends. Look, everybody! Play Sticky's Mixmaster. The faster you move, the better the groove. I can do it! Test your skills on Pop Sandcastle and get a high score.
Show me what you're made of.
What's up, guys? Send a shout out to Penny, Sugar Mama, and the gang. The Proud Family on DisneyChannel.com. Check it out now.
The Proud Family was the next Disney show to be added in 2001, and we could only assume that some Flash games came shortly after that. The Proud Family was an animated show about a 14-year-old girl named Penny who navigates being a teenager with her friends and also dealing with her crazy, goofy family. I liked The Proud Family growing up, but I didn't watch it as much as I did the other shows. The movie, though, was so great. That dancing peanut scene gets me every time. And who could forget the iconic theme song? The first game I was able to find was Party Personality Quiz. A lot of shows on DisneyChannel.com had personality quizzes. I always loved seeing what character I would get and would be super insulted when I didn't get the one that I wanted. For example, like right now, apparently I am a party pooper. I was honestly surprised by how many Proud Family games I found. There was Attack of the Gnomes, Sticky's Mixmaster, Puff's Skate Jam, Puff's Sandcastle, and Proud Mini Putt. I really don't remember playing many of these ones. It's possible they were removed fairly early. There was also a Toon Maker game that would have been right up my alley. You get to pick your background and your characters and give them dialogue, creating your own toon scene. Unfortunately, it was a bit broken and didn't really work.
You're watching Disney Channel.
In 2002, Kim Possible first aired on Disney Channel. Kim Possible is an animated series about a crime-fighting teenage girl named Kim, her clumsy and lovable best friend Ron, and his pet mole rat Rufus. Not only was this TV show a hit with the bisexuals, not only was the show a huge hit, but the show had some of the best and most memorable games on the Disney Channel website. And boy, there are a lot of them. Like 16 games? But let's jump into the ones that I think are probably the most remembered and loved. I think about the Bueno Rufus game at least once a week. That's a Roman Empire if I ever had one. Help Rufus by clicking on the correct sauce or soda to pour onto the correct food item below. That nacho cheese looked so good to me as a kid. Did this make anyone else so hungry playing this game? I loved the little bubble soda noise too. And maybe I was just not very good at this game as a kid because I completely forgot that eventually it has you do 2 orders at the same time. Makes me wonder what happens when you get even further. I loved the GWA Wrestling Riot game too. To play, you choose which wrestler you want to fight as and click on one of the wrestling moves, hoping it will take down your opponent. Honestly, it's like more of a fun version of playing rock, paper, scissors. And yes, we're fans of steel toe around here. You Pain King. Oh wait, he's kind of kicking my ass. Rufus Snow Ride was fun to reminisce on. Rufus needs your help to race down this snowy hill on his snowboard. There were so many snowboard, sled riding games in the 2000s, and they were all pretty entertaining. It does suck when you run into something and Rufus takes what feels like forever to get back up. That's just why you have to keep on practicing and get better at the game than me. Kim also had some games like Mad Dog Squad, Rufus Snackdown, Shopping Avenger, and more. But the best game that Kim Possible had to offer, probably one of the best on the website, was A Stitch in Time, which came in 3 episodes. This was a puzzle platformer game that was adapted from the movie that premiered on Disney Channel in 2003. The basic premise of the game is similar to the plot of the movie. You guide Kim through different time periods in order to stop the evil villains from capturing the Time Monkey, which is a small magic statue used to travel through time. Episode 1 starts you off in the present. Did I also try to cut out the amount of times Shigo kicked my ass and I fell off a cliff? Yes. Hey, I love video games, but that doesn't mean I'm good at them. Honestly, I feel like this is a pretty tough one for kids. There are 3 missions you have to beat in each of the episodes, and your lives carry through on each one. You want to collect Kim's plush toys to earn points and grab her communicators to earn extra lives. I really wasn't a fan of the second mission in episode 1, as it's really easy to run into almost anything and knock down your health. And oh my god, the jumping on the 3rd mission was a struggle. I was just trying to inch my way over. It was so embarrassing. By the end of the mission, you're face to face with the evil monkey fist. Do you think I actually beat this one? No, of course not. Now, my favorite episode of the 3 was the second one, where you play as Little Kim. This was always just so cute to me, like, look at her little pigtails. The first mission was honestly a bit easier. It was a lot of jumping around the preschool room and, oh, look at baby Ron. So cute. By the 3rd mission, you end up playing as preteen Kim, which I never made it to this part as a kid, so this was cool to see. You have your boss battle at the end with the Guardian of Satsuma, and you're on to episode 3. Episode 3 starts you off flying in a ship as you travel through time to stop all of the evil villains. The second mission allows you to use all of the tools and abilities you've learned so far in each one. You continue on your journey jumping, fighting, and pulling levers until you're again met with Monkey Fist at the end of mission 2, and eventually Draken at the end of mission 3. The 3 episodes are genuinely just a well executed group of Flash games. It's challenging and fun for kids, and I can see why this one stuck with so many 2000s babies out there, including myself.
Come right now and click it with Raven, Chelsea, Corey, and Eddie. Get the scoop on your favorite characters, or say what's up and send them an email. Plus, get your game on. If you get the high score, you can see your name on TV. What's hot now? Corey's Money Maze. Race to the Baxter house collecting the most money you can for a super high score. Log on to DisneyChannel.com and click it with That's So Raven online. Check it out now.
That's So Raven games are some of the first ones I remember playing on the website. That's So Raven is a series starring Raven-Symoné that first aired in 2003. The show is about a teen psychic that experiences visions of the future and gets into all sorts of shenanigans with her friends. One of the best Disney Channel shows, in all honesty. Raven's comedic timing was absolutely top tier. I was so excited to revisit one of my favorite ones, Raven's Psychic Adventure, only to not be able to find it anywhere online. I found like an image of it that doesn't work, and I'm really upset about it. I remember you would make choices for Raven, and each of those choices would have a consequence. It actually was kind of hard because I would make a choice thinking it was the right one, and then it would absolutely not be. And it was timed too. I think you only had like a few minutes to do it, or you would lose time, something like that. It was also one of the only games to really feature Raven's psychic powers. Shame. Let me know if anyone else remembers this one though. Corey's Money Maze is also another iconic game. You play as Raven's little brother Corey's piggy bank, running around the house, trying to gather as much money as possible and avoid his family members. If you grab a remote control, it will trigger traps that will delay the characters for a brief moment. This was horrifying as a kid, and it is horrifying now. There's no music playing, just the sound effects of gathering money and alarms that go off as the Baxter family tries to catch you. Feels like a creepier version of the Zack and Cody game that we'll get to later, but I still love this one. Eddie had two basketball themed games. There was Eddie's Shot Clock Showdown. You pretty much just try to hit the space bar and aim for the middle as the time and power bars move around to get the perfect shot. The other game was Eddie's Match 'em All Basketball. It was honestly just a boring version of Cash Cow, but the pinball game machine was so fun for no reason. I got swept up playing it again as an adult. It's your basic pinball machine game that you would play with your friends if you wanted to. You can choose multiplayer, or you could do what my friends and I did and split the keys, and one person play on the right while the other person takes the left. The best part was trying to get the piggy bank to smash so you could gather up a bunch of extra coins. That's So Raven will go down in history as one of the best TV shows for kids, so I'm glad that the show also got some memorable games too.
You're watching Disney Channel.
Yes. This is it. This is exactly what we needed. We can end the video after this because there is not a single game out there that's better than the Sandwich Stacker game. I lied about the Roman Empire thing before. This is it, okay? I'm getting a little ahead of myself. There are other games that come later. Please don't click off my video after this. After the success of the Lilo and Stitch movie, there was a straight-to-DVD sequel in 2002 that, spoiler alert, ends in Jumba's 625 other experiments landing around Hawaii and becoming activated by water left and right. That means aliens are on the loose and Lilo and Stitch are challenged to find them all. This leads into the plot of a new show where we were introduced to a ton of new alien friends. They got their own show in 2003, which led to some more iconic Flash games to be added to the website. I could play Sandwich Stacker all day long if you let me. It made me so hungry. The sounds were satisfying. The music. I would challenge myself to create the tallest sandwich imaginable. Ick meter. This game is just so nostalgic and just genuinely still fun to play. I will say the only downside to this game is that there doesn't seem to really be an end at any point. I think it might just go on forever. It would be nice if you were rewarded by reaching certain levels or if the game changed up at all, but honestly, maybe I just haven't played long enough to find out if there's more to it. Do you know how many times I played Jumba's Lab over and over again? I loved creating my own alien experiments and giving them them different features and colors. I would come up with fun names for them and think up what their powers would be. And I had fun revisiting this one as an adult too. It's a cute little game where you can feel creative and imagine what your own experiment would look like entering the world of this show. I remember I really enjoyed playing Stitch's Tiki Bowl and Pod Squad. There were so many games for Stitch. I thought Kim Possible was stacked up. I guess it makes sense considering Stitch was loved worldwide just based off of his one movie alone. He's perfect for merch. And then he got a ton of other movies with more lore involved. The whole series could be a video for another day. But some other games I found were Alien Interception, Surf and Scramble, Surf Adventure, Manic Mayhem, which was an odd one. First of all, why does he look like that? Second of all, why is this game Dance Dance Revolution? Why is he dancing to escape? What are we doing here? Was this on DisneyChannel.com? I'm actually kind of confused. There's also Island Tour, Cosmic Slugger, Hula Hustle, oh god, American Girl flashbacks, Match and Catch, Paradise Rescue, Experiments on the Loose, Peanut Butter Express, Laser Blast, Galactic Escape, Speed Chase, my god, endless amounts of games for Stitch. I'm tired just listing them off. One of the best games is definitely Kawaii Caper. You spend time running around as Stitch to make gifts for Lilo for her birthday party. You have to talk to different characters, find out what they need, and trade items for you to use to create the perfect gift for Lilo. I loved this one, just trying out different responses to say to the characters and problem solving to advance in the game. I think we can all agree Lilo and Stitch was definitely one of the best on DisneyChannel.com.
.com right now and get connected to Dave the Barbarian, Disney Channel's newest original show. The Jabbers! Get the scoop on who's who in the kingdom.
Don't mess with the princess.
Email your favorite Barbarian characters like Dave, Candy, and Fang. Put your Barbarian skills to the test with the Fappy Zap game. Load up on Dave's downloads.
Hang on, let me do a systems check.
Cast your vote in the Barbarian polls. Rock on with Dave's music video. Check this out now. Take the personality quiz to find out what kind of barbarian you are.
I told you he was evil!
Go to DisneyChannel.com right now and take medieval to the extremal. 24 hours a day.
I hope they come back soon.
Heading into 2004, we have a new animated show called Dave the Barbarian. This was a show I never really watched as a kid. I think little Maya just kind of thought of it as a boy show. Let me know if this one was any good. The show revolves around Dave the Barbarian, who lives in a kingdom during the Middle Ages with his older sister Candy and younger sister Fang. I was able to find 3 games that would have been on the website at the time. There's Faffy Zap, fire lightning bolts at garbage and unleash Faffy's tongue on food to clean the castle, I guess. There's also Dave's Castle Hunt. You move Dave throughout the castle, collecting items in the maze and avoiding enemies. And then there's Operation Rescue Candy, where your goal is to guess the hidden portrait and move up each floor to save Candy at the top of the tower. 30 floors? That's crazy. It's very repetitive and a bit boring after a while. I think I would have had fun playing this alongside a friend and guessing together, but trying to guess each round and move up a floor, which is so slow by the way. And for 30 of them, you lost me.
Hey, I'm Ricky Yeoman, and you're watching Disney Channel.
Another show in 2004 that I really enjoyed was Phil of the Future. Phil deserved better. This nostalgic TV series was about Phil and his family who are from the future and accidentally get stuck in the 21st century. Truthfully, I don't remember playing any of their games on the website. I mainly just remember Keely, or Allie from Allie and AJ's face, at the top of the Disney Channel page. I was able to find 2 games, one called Time Machine Rescue. It's pretty entertaining. The other one was called Phil's Skyac Adventure, which is a pretty crunchy race through the sky style of game. Nothing too great here, but great show at least.
Channel heads to the jungle with Brandy and Mr. Whiskers. And every day you can go to DisneyChannel.com and hang out with Brandy and Mr. Whiskers.
Let the games begin!
Test your game skills with Brandy's butterfly catch. Find out if you're a bling bling or a ding-a-ling. And send emails to your new amazing Amazon friends. Plus, you can download cool icons and wallpaper. And don't forget to check out what's hot now. Head into the jungle to help Mr. Whiskers collect Mama Croc's eggs in Brandy and Mr. Whiskers' Jungle Egg Venture. So go to DisneyChannel.com now and watch Brandy and Mr. Whiskers. Saturdays at 8/7 Central only on Disney Channel.
You would probably be surprised to learn that Brandy and Mr. Whiskers, a very obscure show on Disney Channel, actually had some really fun Flash games. I don't know if that's a hot take, but I remember enjoying them when I was a kid. Brandy and Mr. Whiskers was about a fashionable and pampered cartoon dog and a quirky and peculiar rabbit as they're stranded together in the Amazon rainforest. While I did watch the show, I wasn't crazy about it as a kid. Not only were the characters a bit annoying, but Mr. Whiskers also had some grosser scenes that turned me away from fully enjoying it. We're first going to revisit Jungle Bounce. Oh my god, he's fried. You play as Mr. Whiskers bouncing on his trampoline and try to guide him through the air on a parachute. The game is fine, but it's similar to the next game that I used to play that I thought was a lot more fun. In Jumpin' Jungle Party, you play as either Brandy or Mr. Whiskers, and you jump on these platforms doodle jump style. Some of the branches will start to fall, some platforms move, and you can try to grab these leaf parachutes to fly higher into the air. There was also leaf boarding, butterfly catch, look at the way he's running, and Jungle Egg Venture. One of my other favorite games was Brandy Style Diva. You would dress Brandy up with multiple different options for her outfit, colors, and accessories. And Mr. Whiskers would peek in every now and then and judge your choice. Once you finished, he would pop back in one last time for a final judgment, which could go really well or really bad. I never knew if this was random or if the game genuinely judged the way you set the outfit up. Like if you mixed and matched way too much and then he would just react like this. Regardless, little me thought this was the most insulting and hilarious thing. Almost as insulting as the Diva Stars game we played on everythinggirl.com.
Super yuck.
Naturally Sadie and Life with Derek, two Canadian shows that aired on Disney Channel in 2005 and also starred our fellow Degrassians. These two shows did have spots on the website, but I don't really remember them having specific Flash games. It seems like there are some out there that do remember a Life with Derek Flash game, but it's unclear if it was on DisneyChannel.com or the Canadian Family Channel website. Either way, it seems like they would be lost to time, but let me know if you do remember any games for these shows.
You're watching Disney Channel.
Moving on ahead to 2005, we have another animated show called American Dragon, Jake Long. The series is about a Chinese-American boy named Jake Long who has the ability to transform into a dragon. Definitely a forgotten show that will have to make the list of forgotten Disney Channel shows someday. Jake did have some games on the website, and I do remember playing them. There was All-Star Skate Park, Dangerous Descent, and Jake's Firepower. They were all a little more on the forgettable side, but the one I definitely enjoyed more, or at least attempted to enjoy as a kid, was High Risk Rescue. The music in this one is super catchy and fun. It was honestly a bit difficult, especially for a kid. You had to try to switch between human and dragon Jake to make your way through the levels. Definitely felt similar to the Kim Possible game. Jake also had a pinball machine game called Jake's Pinball Inferno, but it was not as iconic as the Raven one, in my opinion. That seems to be a common game style that Disney Channel would just kind of reuse. Just slap whatever new show's branding on.
The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody online and play Zack and Cody's Tipped in Trouble game. Or see how sweet your life is with the Sweet Life quiz. Driver, to the candy shop. Or take this Divas quiz at London Sweet Styler. You can visit the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody at DisneyChannel.com.
All right, the moment you've all been waiting for, other than a sandwich stacker. If you didn't click away, I'm glad you're still here. Probably one of the best Disney Channel shows to air in 2005. Maybe one of the best Disney Channel shows in general. I realize I keep saying that. I'm really passionate about my Disney Channel shows, okay? The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody is about two twin boys who live in the Tipton Hotel and get into all sorts of shenanigans with the hotel's employees and those who own the hotel, like London. The Zack and Cody games are probably some of the most remembered and cherished on this site. So many fond memories playing these ones. Pizza Party Pickup was so much fun. This one is a maze-style game where you choose to play as Zack, Cody, London, or Maddie. Your job is to collect as many party items as you can to increase your party meter. Grab as many as you can and head to the next floor. The floors get more difficult with each level. Every time you run into one of the other characters, you lose a life. And sadly, you only get 3. I was never able to get past level 3 in this game, and my party score was always just okay. One of these days, I'll have the best pizza party. Oh my god, do you guys remember pizza parties as a kid? Why was it always that square pizza? I can taste it now. I probably played Tipped in Trouble a bit more than Pizza Party Pickup. Both are great, but I felt like this one was just a little bit more interactive. It's similar to Corey's Money Maze, but not as creepy. The music is fun, the sound effects are satisfying, and you don't have to put up every single poster, so when you reach the number you need, you really feel accomplished heading towards the next level. Probably my favorite and the most nostalgic for me. London's Sweet Styler. I love how crunchy this one sounds. I played this one over and over even though I still was always getting the same result. Back in the day, I was more of a Maddie girl and would try to go for more of Maddie's looks, but today I'm definitely rocking with more of London's pink and glamorous style. Not like what I'm wearing or anything, just like in here. Channeling the pink and glam. And we definitely deserved more London Flash games. Kitchen Commotion. It was definitely one of those really enjoyable 2-player games that you could do with your friends, and you could also get really competitive super quick. You choose your character and go head to head, picking up desserts and foods in the kitchen and having a full-on food fight. I used to really love those splat noises in this one. As the show progressed, Zack and Cody also added in a couple games like the Maddie Snack Counter, Pool Invasion, the Medieval Quest, and Camera Spin, all of them enjoyable in their own way. Let me know in the comments what Disney Channel show you think had the best Flash games, or maybe the most underrated.
Online.
I read about that, but I never thought I'd actually get to do it.
Pick Maggie's rockin' outfit and dress to express.
Next stop, small tours across the world.
Or catch a germ on Maggie's Germy Roundup.
We aren't the kind of flies who carry germs.
And take the What's the Buzz on You quiz and find out which Sticky Feet kid you are most like.
I guess we've all got more in common than we thought.
You can log on to DisneyChannel.com for the buzz on Maggie.
Another forgotten Disney Channel show. The Buzz on Maggie was another obscure animated show that had 1 season and aired in 2005. The show is about a tween girl fly named Maggie who lives in a city for insects called Sticky Feet. The show was alright, it wasn't really my favorite. Maggie's rainy ride is actually pretty fun. It kind of reminds me of Polar Plunge on Webkins, but actually a lot easier. You play as Maggie surfing through rainwater to get to a carnival, jump and duck to avoid obstacles along the way, while also picking up flower petals to score points. Germy Roundup I definitely played a bit more often. Help Maggie to fly home while collecting as many of her little germ pets as she can. I actually didn't enjoy playing this one as much as I did as a kid. The sound effects and music in this one are kind of annoying and the game mechanics aren't as smooth. I would say Rainy Ride probably wins between the two. Okay, so as I was editing, I also found another Buzz on Maggie game that I had hidden in the back of my subconscious. In Dress to Express, you dress up Maggie in the coolest, edgiest rock-inspired outfit. You can adjust the colors of her outfit, then decorate her stage, and even name her band. The music in this game is great, and the concept is enjoyable enough to play over and over again. Entering 2006, we're in an era that I would like to consider the website's peak. 2006 to 2007 had the best Disney Channel browser games, in my opinion. You had Zack and Cody, Lilo and Stitch, Kim Possible, That's So Raven. And then you had the upcoming ones too that were also just as iconic. Just overall, peak era. Let's get into it. The Emperor's New School aired in 2006 and was another animated movie turned TV series starring Kuzco from 2000's The Emperor's New Groove. Kuzco has to go back to school in order to actually become the Emperor. I have a lot of negative feelings towards this show. I'm a huge fan of the movie and I feel like they really ruined Kuzco's development and growth, but that's a rant for another video. The games on DisneyChannel.com, however, pretty good. There's The Emperor's Mad Dash, Quest for Gold, Dalama Dilemma, and Runaway Cart. They're pretty creative and I enjoyed flipping through all of the different animals that Kuzco could be. My favorite one though was Red-Eyed Tree Frog Man. I was really disappointed I couldn't find this one anywhere to play, but I remember hopping around as Kuzco as this tree frog, catching flies and releasing frogs from their cage. Maybe one day we'll be able to play this one again. God damn it, Flash.
DisneyChannel.com. You'll get to explore a Hannah Montana concert and visit backstage. Check out the virtual cell phone, where you can read messages from Hannah, text your favorite characters, and look for bonus items to customize the phone. You can listen to music, watch videos, or play games and see the high scores on the featured game. Then, design clothes for Hannah and Lola on Designer Dreams, or direct the lights and effects on Crank Up the Concert. You can even take a peek at Miley Stewart's laptop to see messages between Miley, Hannah, Oliver, and their friends. All this and free downloads for posters, wallpaper, iron-ons, and more. It's your all-access pass to Hannah Montana on DisneyChannel.com.
Now, the Hannah Montana part of the website was absolute gold. Hannah Montana aired on Disney Channel in 2006 and is one of the most well-known Disney Channel shows to date. It's also my personal favorite. The show stars a young Miley Cyrus playing a teenage girl named Miley who's living a double life as a normal high schooler and famous pop star. With the show having this double life concept, you could end up with a pretty wide range of Flash games. You could have your more normal everyday scenarios, high school Miley, or some more flashy and glamorous makeover games as her pop star self, Hannah. With that being said, there are actually a lot of Hannah games, so I will be going through the more popular ones of the bunch, or at least some of the more remembered. Starting off with Jackson's Beach Treat Delivery. I loved this game so much. The milkshake sounds were so satisfying, and the little money ka-ching noise. I wasn't the best at avoiding the obstacles in this game, but it didn't stop me from replaying this one over and over again. You play as Jackson Stewart, Miley's brother, as you deliver different sundaes to each of the characters and try to make as much money as you can. When you run into obstacles like frisbees or crabs, your milkshake spills a bit and it can lower your tip. The farther along you progress, the harder the obstacles are to avoid. This made me crave a strawberry milkshake, and I don't even think I had tried one as a kid. Replaying this makes me feel like there was a missed opportunity here. Why did we never get an Oliver and Jackson cheese jerky game? That could have been a really fun one, like in the style of the Rufus game, throwing the beef and cheese together and serving it to the customers on the beach while trying to avoid Rico trying to steal the formula. I have ideas, Disney. Hire me. Hot Shot Photo Pro was another older favorite. You can tell which games were released first on the website just by the photos of Hannah and which season she was in. Play paparazzi as you take photos of Hannah Montana and try to avoid blurry shots or other characters running into them. Move, bitches! Very simple game, yet kind of addictive. I also really enjoyed Rockstar Fashion Challenge. God, I wanted Miley's wardrobe so bad as a child. This closet was every little kid's dream, I swear. This one was a bit of a memory game where you would have to dress up Hannah in the exact outfit shown on screen. Search around the room and find all of Miley's hidden clothes, accessories, and guitar before the limo gets there. Oh, that's not supposed to happen. You could even challenge your friends by setting up a new outfit and timing them. Wireless Quest. I remember when I was a kid, I had absolutely no idea how to play this one. All of these years later, and nothing has changed. You're tasked with helping Miley find her diary in the school and need to use her cell phone to help navigate her. Friends can call her and drop hints, while you can also find small clues in the hallways and rooms. The concept itself is a really unique one. I just kind of feel like it might have been poorly executed, especially for a child. Like, the hints that they drop are so vague, and I was stuck staring at this clue and not understanding at my grown age. Also, the game's just a bit empty and quiet. I could also just be bad. I can admit my faults. Oliver's treasure hunt was also a banger. Help Oliver search for treasures on the beach with his metal detector. You have to make sure to dodge when Rico's plane comes flying by, or he'll snatch up whatever you had just found. Nothing like this ever happens on any of the episodes, but I think it's fun when they come up with some new and creative ways to make games for each of these shows. Both Jackson and Oliver got their own game at this point, and it would have been cool for Lily to have had her own at some point as well. But we do get to see her a bit in some more makeover games with Miley, like Miley's Malibu Manicure, Beauty and the Beat, Miley and Lily's Designer Dreams, and a Roomy Room Redo, which was my personal favorite. The Hannah Montana games are so nostalgic. I just love the crunchy music, and it really takes me back to elementary school and how much I absolutely adored the show. I know no one remembers Shorty McShort shorts, but god damn it, I do. And this song from one of their very first episodes still lives in my head rent-free. I wake up in the morning and the song gets stuck in my head. Don't know where it came from, it's just there. Shorty McShort Shorts was a cartoon miniseries that aired really random small shows. They usually aired in between other shows. They were really short, about 5 minutes long, and I don't think they had any flash games on the website, but I believe you were still able to sit and watch all of the mini episodes online. I just wanted to point that one out because I do remember it on DisneyChannel.com, sitting and replaying that episode over and over again.
Imagine with one phone call, you could replace any grown-up. But it might not turn out the way you think.
Wait a minute. Oh no!
Whoa. The Replacements on Disney Channel.
Another forgotten show, The Replacements. Airing in 2006, the plot of The Replacements is about two orphan siblings, Todd and Riley, who find an ad in the paper for the ability to replace anyone in their life. They end up with some cool new parents, and then each episode revolves around them replacing a new, undesirable person that's in their life. Wasn't my favorite Disney show, and didn't spend too much time on their games, but let's take a look at what they've got. There's Riley's cell phone search and rescue, where you play as Riley on the search for her missing cell phone. Guess the name wasn't obvious enough. Guide Riley around the park, searching through trees for the phone and using spy gadgets to stop these characters from running into you. I also found CAR's Daring Detour, where you play as Todd and Riley racing through the town in their futuristic car. Can't really go wrong with this style of game. You've seen it a lot and will continue to see it a lot. And it always hits.
What's up? I'm Kyle Massey from Corey in the House, and you're watching Disney Channel.
In 2007, we get one of the best anime shows ever. We get an iconic spin-off show from That's So Raven, Corey in the House. Corey, Raven's younger brother, ends up moving to Washington, D.C. with his dad, who gets a job as the White House executive chef. Bobblehead Run isn't a bad game. You run around as Corey, collects bobbleheads in the White House. You're supposed to avoid obstacles like running into the president's dog or his literal child, or they'll make you lose a bunch of the bobbleheads you collected. I also didn't realize you're supposed to avoid running into these presidential busts. I was not doing that. This is why you're supposed to read directions, kids. The only other game I was able to find for Corey was music video mashup. You have to match the lights, camera, microphone, and outfit to what's shown on screen. And for all you younger besties out there, this was PJ Duncan before PJ Duncan.
Be at DisneyChannel.com/Phineas and Ferb. In the game Return of the Platypus, agents across the OWCA have gone missing, and it's up to you to find and free them. Check out everything that's new at DisneyChannel.com/Phineas and Ferb.
In 2007, one of the best animated kids shows hits Disney Channel, Phineas and Ferb. The show is about these two brothers who want to make the absolute most of their summer. So every day they build or do something absolutely crazy and out of this world, while their big sister Candace tries to get them in trouble. Candace was a victim, I swear. Justice for Candace. I'm team Candace. She was so real. I actually don't really remember playing a lot of the Phineas and Ferb games on the website. And guys, there were a lot of them. I know I said that Kim Possible had a lot of games. I know I said Lilo and Stitch had a lot of games. I think I saw over 50 games. I couldn't say if they were all on DisneyChannel.com. I would assume so, but I guess it's possible they might have been on other websites too. One of their very first ones that I do remember playing was Snow Problem. You have to help Phineas and Ferb bounce these little snowballs across the yard to build a mountain and simultaneously tell Perry to shoot down Dr. Doofenshmirtz's blimp before it melts your snow. This one's a lot of multitasking, but it's definitely really enjoyable. I also remember this roller coaster building game called The Coolest Coaster Ever. You get to build your very own roller coaster and then send the boys and Candace through your beautiful creation. This one's a really cool concept. They should have done more like this. Cowabunga Candace, Down Periscope, Hoverboard World Tour, and Escape from Moletropolis seem to be some other fun favorites. Let me know which ones were your favorites, since I never really got to experience these as a kid.
Ease on down to DisneyChannel.com, and you can check out the worldwide Whiz Web. See if you can crack the portal buster and break through the firewall to gain access to the WWW. You can zap your way through magical sights, send Alex mystical messages, and surf the net the wizard way. You can join Alex, Justin, and Max for an online adventure that's for wizards only. It's all at DisneyChannel.com for the worldwide whiz web.
In 2007, we get another amazing and magical Disney Channel show, Wizards of Waverly Place. Alex Russo, played by Selena Gomez, is a teenage girl who lives with her magical family of wizards. The show mainly focuses on her and her other two siblings, Justin and Max, as they learn how to use their magic abilities while also keeping it a secret from the rest of the world. I think around this time I was a little bit more obsessed with virtual worlds, which is why I'm not really remembering too many of these games in this era. 2007 specifically, I probably hopped on DisneyChannel.com to play the Flash games and then was swept up by Pixie Hollow, Toontown, Club Penguin. Nonetheless, let's see what Wizards has in store for us. Magic Carpet Mayhem is most likely one of the first games added at the time. Help Justin and Max collect all of the snacks they lost while navigating the city on their magic flying carpet. This is the first game that I'm actually seeing in 3D, which is a nice change. It's honestly kind of a chill and relaxing one too, just flying around and collecting the snacks you need. Not a bad first game for Wizards. I know I would have liked Alex's double maze craze as a kid. You play as Alex, who's cloned herself, which is a callback from the first episode, and you have to help navigate both Alex's through obstacles and avoid characters roaming around that can catch you. It takes some problem solving, but the perfect amount for a child. It's fun and challenging and definitely makes you want to keep trying and see how far you can go. I also would have enjoyed Soaring Angel Wings too. It's like a way more chilled out version of Flappy Bird. This was during the Angel era of Wizards, and in this game you help Alex soar through the sky to get to the Angel of Darkness headquarters. Whisks and Wizards was also great. Help the Russo siblings serve up some food in their family substation. It's one of those Cooking Mama style games where you have to chop up food, stir it up, and time everything perfectly so you can make it edible and serve it to the customers. Was I good at this game? No. But you know what I was? Absolutely locked in. I was in the zone. That makes for a damn good Flash game in my opinion. Wizards is surprising me so far. I wish I had played these when I was little. Journey to the Cave of Darkness and Quest for the Stone of Dreams are pretty much the same game with different environments. The game takes place during the Wizards of Waverly Place movie timeline. You can choose to play as Alex or Justin as you run through jungles or caves, depending on which game you choose to play, and climb ropes, collect gems, and magic potions while using your wand to attack enemies. I really liked Maze of Destiny 2 because you had to answer questions along the way as you navigate Alex, Justin, or Max through the maze. And I was like, yes, I know my girl Bella Thorne. Yes, I know Bridget Mendler played Justin's girlfriend. I'm a pop culture girly. I know my stuff. I know my Disney Channel facts. All I do is yap about it. There were some other fun games like Monster Mayhem, Zombies on the 13th Floor, Magic Curse Reverse, and The Mystical Tower. Wizards honestly surprised me in a good way. I'm so glad I got to explore these ones and would definitely go back to play them. Also, randomly in 2007, Disney Channel was premiering a short mini-series in between commercials called As the Bell Rings. This is where we first met the one and only Demi Lovato. If you're excluding Barney, like pre-Disney era, this was a small show surrounding a group of friends in high school, and we were all just waiting to see if Demi's character Charlotte would end up dating one of the main characters named Danny. This mini-series did have a spot on DisneyChannel.com, but I honestly don't think it had any Flash games. I do remember being able to watch the shorts online and having the ability to learn a bit more about the characters. Like I said, 2006 to 2007 were just absolute prime time for the website. You had some of the best shows airing on Disney Channel while simultaneously having the best games on the website. Not only was DisneyChannel.com the place to spend hours upon hours playing your favorite browser games, but like I mentioned before, there were other interactive aspects to the website like quizzes. There were daily polls. You could write to your favorite characters, which I used to think was real, by the way. Like, I thought Dylan Sprouse from Zack and Cody would actually read my message and would want to marry me. Yes, I was a Zack girly. I remember in 2007 when the second High School Musical was coming out, we got to vote on DisneyChannel.com for things we wanted to see in the movie. I remember watching it premiere that night and getting so excited when things that I voted for ended up in the movie. Like the peanut butter and jelly sandwich in the movie. That was because of me, guys. I did that. Miley Cyrus appearing at the end of the movie was all me. It was all my idea. Not only could you vote for what you wanted to see in the next Disney Channel movies, but you could vote for what your favorite shows shows were at the end of the year and see what the winner would be. You could vote for what team or fan favorites you wanted to see win in the Disney Channel games. And also, speaking of the Disney Channel movies, there were also flash games made for each movie that came out at the time. You could make e-cards and printables and download wallpapers. DisneyChannel.com was just so memorable, magical, nostalgic. Really miss it. Now let's wrap up the 2000s before we enter the 2010s era of the website. After this era is when DisneyChannel.com begins to take a slight turn, so bear with me as we start to enter a new world of shows, games, and a whole different version of the website that I had never been able to experience before.
Zack and Cody are diving into a new semester at sea on the Sweet Life on Deck, and the 7 Seas will never be the same. You can check out the Sweet Life on Deck at DisneyChannel.com. Watch London's latest Yay Me webisode. See what's up with Zack and Cody on their blog, Yo Us. And get the who's who on new students at 7 Seas High. Then explore the ship to take the latest poll, get exclusive downloads, and test your brain power with the Sweet Life Trivia Quiz, I Sees Brain Tease. Or head on up to the sun deck to play Longa Conga. For all the dish on the Sweet Life on Deck, cruise over to DisneyChannel.com.
In 2008, The Sweet Life on Deck made its debut. This was a spin-off show of The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, where the boys study abroad on the SS Tipton, a cruise ship owned by Lyndon Tipton's father, who also owned the original hotel. I was able to find 4 Sweet Life on Deck games. Each game requires you to choose one of the on-deck characters like Zack, Cody, London, Ailey, and occasionally Woody to play. Aquatic Adventure has you swimming under the depths of the sea to take photos of underwater creatures. Longa Conga is a conga game where you have to dance around the cruise ship, collecting your friends in a conga line and avoiding obstacles. 7 Seas Wave Crave is your typical racing style of game where you race on a jet ski and collect gems in the water. And then there is Smoothie Sailing. You play as Zack trying to serve up smoothies to customers and his friends. Honestly, the games aren't terrible or anything, but they don't even come close to the amount of fun you have while playing the older Zack and Cody games. They just don't hit the same. Could be my nostalgia goggles.
For a whole new adventure at DisneyChannel.com. Learn all about Sonny with a Chance and the show within the show, So Random. Meet the So Random cast members and read all about them in Tween Weekly magazine. Then watch videos or play games like So Sketchy. The show's about to begin, so help Sonny and her friends get all the props to the set before time runs out. Plus, what kind of TV comedian would you be? Take the How Random Are You quiz. It's lights, camera, action on Sonny with a Chance at DisneyChannel.com.
Jumping into 2009, Sonny with a Chance had 2 games I was able to find. The show is about a teenage girl named Sonny, played by Demi Lovato, who gets the chance to star on a sketch comedy show called So Random. There's So Sketchy, where you play as any of the So Random cast members and run around the set of the show, dropping props and distracting your fellow castmates from catching you. Nothing we really haven't seen before. Cover Shot Showdown pissed me off. It's kind of like Webkinz Home Before Dark, but so much more annoying. You have to guide your So Random castmates across the board and avoid the stars of Mackenzie Falls along the way. You have no control of where your little character is going to run, and boy are they stupid. Tawny, please move to the right. Yeah, that one was a little annoying. We need more Chad Dylan Cooper in these games, people. We all know he's the real star of the show.
Enough of Jonas?
Sounds like you've got a scheme in mind and we're supposed to ask you what it is.
Then you're in luck, because now you can see it on your mobile phone.
Totally awesome.
With your parents' permission, you can go to DisneyChannel.com/mobile to see if you can access full episodes of Jonas on your phone.
Are you crying?
Yes.
And faster than you can race down a fire pole.
This is no fake laughing matter.
You can watch Kevin, Joe, and Nick in Jonas on the go.
I apologize for their juvenile behavior.
Psych! For more info, you can go to DisneyChannel.com/mobile. Full episodes available now.
Boom goes the dynamite.
Go to DisneyChannel.com/mobile.
We also had the show Jonas air on Disney Channel the same year, starring the Jonas Brothers. I was a huge fan of the Jonas Brothers as a kid, but the show never really did it for me. Maybe I was just a hater, I don't know, but I didn't find it to be that funny. It doesn't help that they also look like grown men in their 20s trying to convince you that they're still in high school. Jonas had games like Just Kickin' It, Skyscraper Scramble, Field Day Fun, Stellavator Stylin', and Pizza Palooza. Stellavator was a pretty satisfying one as you try to dress up the boys in their correct outfits and make sure the meter is filled in the amount of time you have. And Field Day Fun is your typical racing game in a different font that we've seen a few times before, but it still works. I picked Kevin because he deserves to get picked every once in a while. And that, my friends, officially wraps up DisneyChannel.com in the early 2000s. From here, we do continue to get Flash games in the 2010s, but they definitely have a bit of a different style to them. Good Luck Charlie was one of the first Disney Channel shows to premiere in 2010, and in my opinion, probably one of the last good ones. I'll give Shake It Up and Austin and Ally a pass too, but Good Luck Charlie was still better than both of them, I'm sorry. Good Luck Charlie started off with similar Flash games that we've been used to, using our photoshopped cutouts of our favorite characters, but as time goes on, there begins to be a shift in style. We're pretty used to the games that have that big bobblehead look. This style looks nothing like the actual actors, but it's alright. Oh god, PJ and Gabe, what have they done to you? As the years went on, the Disney Channel website would see some more Flash games from their upcoming shows, like Fish Hooks, Shake It Up, Ant Farm, Jessie, and Austin and Ally. None of these games are necessarily bad. I feel like as the games go on though, they start to lack a little bit of that nostalgic, crunchy charm. Which makes sense, you know, games would improve more with time. They just start to feel a little more cookie cutter. I was surprised to see games on the website even further into the 2010s, like Girl Meets World, Liv and Maddie, Dog with a Blog, I Didn't Do It, and more. They start looking a bit more app-like. Like, I'm sorry, are you telling me this Jessie game was not an app? This is Temple Run, and there are a lot of pinball machine games. So what happened to DisneyChannel.com? What was the downfall? During this time, Disney was very focused on what was going to make them the most money, as they usually are. And truthfully, during this era, Flash games were just starting to lose their impact. People who grew up with browser games just weren't really playing them anymore. And kids were playing more mobile games on their parents' phones or iPads. It just all started to slowly go downhill like any other 2000s website did. Adobe Flash shut down in 2020, taking so many of its lovable, nostalgic, and memorable Flash games with it. So what does DisneyChannel.com look like today? Typing DisneyChannel.com into your web browser will now take you to a website called DisneyNow.com. The website displays some of Disney's current or more modern day TV shows. Disney Channel really doesn't play a lot of live action shows these days and has been a bit more focused on animated cartoon shows, as you can see here. There's a menu with an icon you can select to play games. They're not the same games by any means. There are a lot of preschool age games and the Candy Crush, matching, or puzzle styles. They all honestly just feel like something you would download on your iPad. Although baking a cake with this preschool version of Alice probably would have entertained me as a kid, this is obviously all a completely different vibe, which makes sense. We are living in 2024 after all. But if you're wanting to play any of the old Flash games that we talked about today, or maybe there's one that I skipped over that you would love to revisit, you can find all of your old favorite Disney Channel games using the link that I'll put in the description below. Well, everyone, that is all I have for today. I really hope you enjoyed reminiscing on the old DisneyChannel.com website with me. I love discussing old 2000s Flash games, old websites in general. They're just so cozy and fun. I hope that I was able to unlock some of those childhood memories for you. And if you did enjoy this video, please remember to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. This just helps to let me and YouTube know that you're enjoying the content that you're seeing, so that way I can make even more for you. You can also check out my Instagram and Twitter at MayaFaithDraws if you want to see what I'm up to over there. Don't forget to let me know in the comments what your favorite game was, and also let me know what other nostalgic subjects you'd like for me to tackle next. As a reminder, this is a space to discuss toys, games, shows, movies, anything 2000s and nostalgic. So I hope you stick around, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.